strong man, all the way from Belgium. He can lift 100 pounds as if it was only 5 pounds. Test your strength with the hammer.
Who will take the test? And we have a winner! Here you go, Sonny. Nice try, Sonny. Here you go, Billy.
From their sold-out European tour, gather around to witness these dancing beauties.
For Miss Mullins' Carousel.
That's right. Don't you pay her no mind. Look, she's coming at you again. Let's run. I ain't scared of her.
I got one more thing to tell you, young woman. If you so much as poke your nose in my carousel again, you'll be thrown out. Right on your little pink behind.
You got no call to talk to her like that. She ain't doing you no harm.
Oh, ain't she? Think I want to get in trouble with the police and lose my license?
What is the woman talking about?
Letting my barker fool with you. Ain't you ashamed?
I don't let no man.
He leaned against her all through the ride.
He leaned against the horse, but he didn't lay a hand on me.
Oh, no, Miss Innocence? He didn't put his arm around your waist, neither.
And suppose he did. Is that reason to have a capital uptick fit?
You keep out of this, you rip. You've had my warning. If you come back, you'll be thrown out.
Who'll throw me out?
Billy Bigelow, the barker. Same fellow you let get so free with you.
I bet he wouldn't. He wouldn't throw me out. I bet the same thing.
Oh, you mind your business, hussy.
Go back to your carousel and leave us alone. Yes, leave us alone, you old...
I don't run my business for a lot of chippies.
Chippy yourself. Yes, chippy yourself.
Shut up. Jabba, 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 jabba.
What's going on anyway? Spitting and sputtering like 3 lumps of corn popping out a shovel.
Mr. Bigelow, please.
Don't yell.
I didn't yell.
Yeah, well, don't. What's going on?
Take a look at that girl, Billy. She ain't never to be allowed in my carousel again. Next time she tries to get in, if she ever dares, I want you to throw her out. Understand? Throw her out.
Well, all right. You heard what the lady said? Run home now.
Come on, Julie.
Like a drink.
No, I won't. Mr. Bigelow, tell me, please, honest and truly, if I came to the carousel, would you throw me out?
Well, what'd she do anyway?
She says you put your arm around my waist.
So that's it. Here's something new. I can't put my arm around a girl without I ask her permission first. That's how it
I
is?
just don't want that one around no more.
You come around all you want, see? And if you ain't got the price, Billy Bigelow will treat you to a ride.
Big talker, ain't you, Mr. Bigelow? Suppose you think I can't throw you out too if I wanna. You're such a good barker, I can't get along without you. That it? Well, just for that you're discharged. Your services are no longer required. You're bounced, see?
Very well, Mrs. Mullen.
You know, I could bounce you if I felt like it.
And you felt like it just now, so I'm bounced.
Do you have to pick up on every word I say? I only said
That my
this.
services were no longer required. We'll let it go at that, Mrs. Mullins.
All right, devil, we'll let it go with that.
Mr. Bigelow, if she's willing to say she'll change her
Keep
mind.
out of this.
I don't want this to happen on account of me.
Apologize to her.
Oh, me? Apologize to her? For what? For spoiling the good name of my carousel? The business left to you and my dear saintly departed husband, Mr. Mullen. I only wish my poor husband were alive this minute.
Yeah, I bet he don't.
To give you such a smack in the jaw!
That's what I'm like to give you if you don't dry up.
You upstart? After all I've done for you, I'm through with you for good, you hear?
Get.
Through for good. I won't take you back like before.
Mr. Bigelow,
You don't feel sorry for me, I'll give you a slap on the jaw. You don't feel sorry for me either.
I don't feel sorry for you, Mr. Bigelow.
Yes, you do. I can see it in your face. You think that now she's fired me, I won't be able to get another job.
What will you do now, Mr. Bigelow?
Well, the first thing is I'll go get a beer. Whenever anything bothers me, I always drink a glass of beer.
So then you are bothered about losing your job.
No, only about how I'm going to pay for the beer. Will you pay for it? Will you? How much money have you got?
43 cents.
And you? Now, I asked you how much you got. All right, I understand. There's no reason to get upset about it. Look, I'm going back to the carousel to get my things. You wait here till I come back, then we'll go have that drink. It's all right, keep your money. I'll pay.
Julie, do you like him? I don't know. Did you like it when he talked to you today? When he put you on the carousel that way? Did you like that? Did you rather not say?
wider and deeper than a well. And you never tell me nothing.
There's nothing that I care to choose to tell.
You've been acting most peculiar. Every morning you're awake ahead of me, always sitting by the window.
I like to watch the river meet the sea.
When we work in the mill, waving at the loom, you gaze absent-minded at the roof. And half the time your shadow gets twisted with the threads till you can't tell the word from the woof.
Tain't so.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. You won't ever tell nobody what you think. You're as tight-lipped as a oyster, and as silent as an old Sahara spink.
Sphinx.
Huh?
Sphinx. You spell with an X.
No, that's only when there's more than one of them.
Oh.
Julie, I've been busted to tell you something lately.
You have?
The reason I didn't care to tell you before was because you didn't have a fella of your own. Now that you've got one, I can tell you all about mine.
I'm glad you got a fella, Carrie. What's his name?
His name is Mr. Snow, and an upstanding man is he. He comes home every night in his round-bottomed boat with a net full of herring from the sea. An almost perfect bow, as refined as a girl could wish. But he spends so much time in that round-bottomed boat that he can't seem to lose the smell of fish. The first time he kissed me, the whiff of his clothes knocked me flat on the floor of the room. But now that I love him, my heart's in my nose, and fish is my favorite perfume. Last night he spoke quite low, and a fair-spoken man is he. And he said, Miss Pibberidge, I'd like it fine if I could be wed with a wife. And indeed, Miss Pibberidge,
two of you. I meant one of you has to stay. The other can go home.
All right.
All right.
Well, one of you stays. Where do you work?
Bascom's cotton mill, a little ways up the river.
And you?
I work there too.
Well, which of you wants to stay? Come on, speak up, which of you stays?
Whoever stays loses a job.
How do you mean?
All Bascom's girls have to be respectable. We all have to live in the mill boarding house, and if we're late, they lock us out. We can't work there anymore.
Is that right? You won't be able to go home if you stay?
That's right.
Julie, should I go?
I can't tell you what to do, Carrie.
All right. You stay if you like.
Is that right? You'll be discharged if you stay here.
Julie, should I go?
Why do you keep on asking me that?
Because you know what's best to do.
All right, Carrie. You can go home.
Well, good night.
So now we're both out of a job. Have you had your supper?
No.
You want to go and eat out on the pier?
No.
Anywhere else?
No.
I haven't seen you around the carousel much. Only 3 times before today.
I've been there much more than that.
Is that right? Did you see me?
Yes.
Did you know I was Billy Bigelow?
They told me.
Have you got a sweetheart?
No.
Now don't lie to me.
I haven't to anybody.
You stayed with me here the first time I asked you. You know your way around all right, all right.
No, I don't, Mr. Bigelow.
And I suppose you don't know why you're sitting here like this, alone with me. You wouldn't have stayed so quick if you hadn't done it before. What'd you stay for anyway?
So you wouldn't be left alone.
Alone? God, you're dumb. I don't have to be alone. I can have any girl I want, don't you know that?
I know, Mr. Bigelow,
Yeah, what do you know?
that all the girls are crazy for you. But that's not why I stayed. I stayed because you've been so good to me.
Well, then you can go home.
I don't want to go home now.
You know what you remind me of? A girl I met back in Coney Island. I'll tell you how I met her. We had just put the lights out on the carousel, and along came this girl, and just as she was...
Evening, Mr. Bascom.
Good evening, Timony. Nice night.
Indeed it is. Mr. Bascom, that is one of your girls.
One of my girls. Is that you, Miss Jordan?
Yes, Mr. Bascom.
Whatever are you doing out at this hour?
I,
You know what time you close the doors of the mill boarding house? You couldn't be home on time if you ran all the way.
No, sir.
Whose old sideburns?
Hey now, don't you go to calling Mr. Bascom names. Unless you're fixing to get yourself into trouble. Got a report on this one from the police chief at Bangor. Pretty sly gazebo. Come up from Coney Island.
New York, eh?
Works on carousels. Makes a specialty of young things like this and gets them all moony-eyed. Promises to marry them, then takes their money.
I haven't got any money.
Speaking, you're spoken to, miss.
Julie, you've heard what kind of a blackguard this man is. You're an inexperienced girl, and he's imposed on you and deluded you. Now, I'm inclined to give you one more chance. I'm meeting Mrs. Bascom of the church. We'll drive you home and explain everything to the house matron. Come, my child.
Well, don't go to standing there like you don't have good sense.
Do I have to go with you?
No, you don't have to.
Then I'll stay.
After I warned you.
You see, Timony, there are some of them you just can't help. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Bascom. And you low-down scallywag, I ought to throw you in jail.
Yeah, what for?
I don't know. Wish I did.
What happened then?
Huh?
You're starting to tell me a story.
Me?
About that girl in Coney Island? You said you just put the lights out in the carousel.
Right. We had just put the lights out on the carousel. And along came this girl in a shawl, and just... Well, she was, Say, tell me something. Ain't you scared of me? I mean, after what that cop just said about me taking money from girls.
I ain't scared.
That your name? Julie? Julie something?
Julie Jordan.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Ain't you sorry that you didn't run away? You can still go if you wanna.
I reckon that I care to choose to stay. You couldn't take my money if I didn't have any, and I don't have a penny, that's true. And if I did have money, you couldn't take any, 'cause you'd ask and I'd give it to you.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. Ain't you ever had a fella you give money to?
No.
Ain't you ever had a fella at all?
No.
Ain't you ever had a fella you went walking with?
Yes.
Where'd you walk?
Nowhere special I recall.
In the woods,
No.
on the beach.
No.
Did you love him?
No. I never loved no one. I told you that.
Say, you're a funny kid. You want to go into town and dance, maybe?
No. I have to be careful.
What?
My character. You see, I'm never gonna marry.
I'm never gonna marry. If I was gonna marry, I wouldn't have to be such a stickler. But I'm never gonna marry, and a girl who don't marry has got to be much more particular.
Well, suppose I was to say that I'd marry you.
You?
Now that scares you, don't it? You're thinking about what the cop just said.
No, I ain't. I don't pay no mind to what he said.
But you wouldn't marry anyone like me, would you?
Yes, I would. If I loved you. It wouldn't make no difference what you did. Even if I died for it.
Yeah, how would you know what you'd do if you loved me? Or how you'd feel or anything?
I don't know how I'd know. Just the same, I know how it'd be if I loved you.
When I worked at the mill, weaving at the loom, I'd gaze absent-minded at the roof. And half the time the shuttle tangled in the threads, and the warp get mixed with the woof. If I loved you.
But you don't.
No, I don't.
But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be. If I loved you, time and again I would try to say all I'd want to
you don't love me. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yes. I can smell them, can you? The blossoms? The wind brings them down.
Yeah, there ain't much wind tonight. Hardly any. You can't hear a sound, not the turn of a leaf, nor the fall of a wave hitting the sand. The tide's creeping up on the beach like a thief, afraid to be caught stealing the land. On a night like this I start to wonder what life is all about.
And I always say two heads are better than one to figure it out.
I don't need you or anybody to help me. I gotta figure it out for myself. What are we? A couple of specks and nothing. Look up there. There's a hell of a lot of stars in the sky, and the sky so big the sea looks small, and two little people, you and I, we don't count at all. You're a funny kid. I don't ever remember meeting a girl like you. You! You're trying to get me to marry you.
No.
Then what's putting it in my head? You're different, all right. I don't know what it is. You look up at me with that little kid-like face like you trusted me. I wonder what it'd be like.
What?
Nothing. I know what it'd be like. It'd be awful. Kinda scrawny and pale, picking at my food, and lovesick like any other guy. I'd throw away my sweater and dress up like a dude in a dickie and a collar and a tie. If I loved you.
But you don't.
Well, no, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be if I loved you. Time and again I would try to say all I want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. day, and you never would know how I love you. If even if a girl was dumb enough to let me, I wouldn't.
Don't worry about it, Billy.
Who's worried?
You're right about there being no wind. The blossoms are just coming down by themselves. Just their time to, I reckon.
How about some apple turnovers?
Hold your horses!
Hey, what are you them women doing in there anyway?
Hold your horses!
Are you cooking the ice cream?
Are you roasting the lemonade?
Will you stop that racket?
Get back, you castle demons!
Where's Nettie?
In the kitchen, busier than a bee on a bucket of tar. And you all ought to be ashamed of yourselves, making yourselves a plague and a nuisance with your yelling and screaming and carrying on. Here, give it to him good, Carrie, give it to him good. Get away, you know, counting up things with your silly jokes and prattle. If you packed all your brains in a butterfly's head, they'd still have room to rattle. Give it to him good, Carrie, give it to him good. Tell him something that'll learn him. Get away, you roustabout riffraff, with your bellies full of growl. If you packed all your brains in a pollywog's head, he'd never even grow to be a frog. The pollywog would never be a frog. That'll learn him. Darn him.
Now just a minute, ladies, you got no call to fret. We only asked politely if you was ready yet. We kinda like this campaign to get an early start, and wanted first to tell you we went and done our part. Moving and play, and digging up sets on up. Moving and play, all ready for the goal. Moving and play, and once more we're hungry as goats.
You'll get no drinks or victuals till we get across the bay. So pull in your boats and load the boats and let's get underway. The sooner we sail, the sooner we start climbing across the bay.
Here, boys, here's some donuts and coffee, fall to. Here now, don't jumping at it like you was a whole lot of animals in a menagerie.
Nettie, what are you doing that for? After we just told her?
They've been digging clams since 5 this morning. I see it myself down at the beach.
After the way they've been pestering and annoying you?
Nettie, you're a soft-hearted ninny.
Oh, you can't blame them. First clam bake of the year, and they're always like this. It's like unlocking a door. And all those crazy notions they kept shedding for the winter come whooping out into the sunshine. This year is just like every other. Watch when totally come lion, all whipping up the water in the bay. Then April cried and stepped aside, and along
thinking that the summer never come.
Oh, it's coming by, come. You can feel it come. You can feel it in your heart. You can see it in the ground.
You can hear it in the trees, you can smell it in the breeze. Look around, look around, look around. June is busting over, all over the meadow and the hill. Buds are busting out of bushes in the vine, there are bushes every little bit, little is beside a mill. June is busting out over, the feeling is getting so intense, and the emerging and creepers have been hugging the cheapers, and all the morning glories and the kids, because it's June, 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 just because it's June, June, June. Fresh and alive and gay and young, June is a love song sweetly sung. June is busting out over.
Sad winds are busting out the sand.
Love has found my brother Junior.
My sister's even loonier.
Oh, it's getting kiddish with Pap.
June is busting out over. The ladies, the men are playing court. Lots of ships are kept at anchor just because of captain's finger. For a comfort they can only get in port. Because it's June, 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 June. Just because it's June, June, June. June makes the plain look bright and new. Sails gleaming white on sunlit blue. June is busting out all over. The ocean is
Julie. Did you find him?
No. He went out with Jigger Cragen last night and he didn't come home.
Jigger Cragen?
His new friend. He's a sailor on that big whaler, the Nancy B. She's sailing tomorrow. I'll be glad.
Why don't you two visit for a while? Look, girls, we got work to do. Come on.
You need me, Cousin Eddie?
No. I was thinking with Carrie. We haven't seen each other for a long time. It'd do you good.
Is he working yet?
No. Nettie's been awful kind to us, letting us stay here with her.
Mr. Snow says that a man that can't find work these days is just bone lazy.
Billy don't know any trade. He's only good at what he used to do. So I just don't do anything.
Well, wouldn't the carousel woman take him back?
I think she would, but he won't go. I asked him why, and he won't tell me. Last Monday, he hit me.
Did you hit him back?
No,
Why don't you leave him?
I don't want to.
I would. I believe him. Thinks he can do whatever he likes just because he's Billy Bigelow. Don't support you? Beats you? He's a bad un.
He ain't willingly or meaningly bad.
That night after the carousel, he was gentle then, you told me.
Yes, he was.
But now he's always acting up.
Not always. Sometimes he's gentle even now. After supper, when he stands out here and listens to the music from the carousel, something comes over him, and he's gentle.
What's he say?
Nothing. He just sits and gets thoughtful. You see, he's unhappy because he ain't working. That's really why he hit me on Monday.
Fine reason for hitting you. Beats his wife because he ain't working.
It preys on his mind.
Did he hurt you?
Oh, no. No.
Julie. Well, got some good news to tell you about me. About Mr. Snow and me. We're going to be crying in church next Sunday. Just a minute! Stop your racket! Don't come at me at once.
Well, tell us, how long you been in this book?
Near around 2 months. Julie was the first to know.
What's he look like, Julie?
She's never seen him, but you all will soon. I invited him to the clam bake.
I can't hardly wait till I see him. Can't hardly wait for the wedding.
Me neither.
What a day that'll be for you.
When we walk down the aisle, all the heads will turn. What a rustling of bonnets there'll be. And you'll try to smile, but your cheeks will burn, and your eyes will get so dim you can hardly see. With your orange blossoms quivering in your hand, you may stumble to the spot where the parson is, and your finger will be wreathed with a golden band. And you know the vow is yours, and you are his. When I marry Mr. Snow, what a day, what a day!
The flowers will be buzzing with the hum of bees.
The birds will make a racket in the churchyard trees.
When I marry Mr. Snow,
Hi-ho!
then it's off to home we'll go.
Spilling rice on the way.
And both of us will look a little dreamy behind, a drive into a cottage by the ocean side, where the salty breezes blow.
You and Mr. Snow.
He'll carry me across the threshold, and I'll be as meek as a lamb. Then he'll set me on my feet, and I'll say kind of sweet, "Wow, Mr. Snow, here he is!"
Then I'll kiss her so she'll know
Mr. Snow! Mr. Snow!
that everything will be as right can be. Living in a cottage by the sea with me, where the salty breezes blow. I love Miss Pipridge, and I aim to make Miss Pipridge change her name to Mrs. Enoch Snow.
early, didn't I?
Carrie tells me you're coming to the clam bake?
It looks like we'll have good weather for it, too.
Not a cloud in the sky.
You right?
He don't say much, but what he does say is, "Aw, Pippi! Is he anything like I told you he was?"
Just like.
Oh, Carrie, and you forgot. I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? Well, where are they? Seeds.
And this here hydrangea.
Oh,
Thought we might plant them in front of the cottage. They do good in the salt air.
That'll be beautiful.
I like to get around and garden in my spare time. Like to plant flowers and take care of them. Does your husband like that too?
I couldn't rightly say if Billy likes to take care of flowers, but he likes to smell them, though.
Enoch's real nice looking, ain't he? Steady and reliable, too. Well, ain't you gonna wish us luck?
Of course you wish you luck, Carrie.
Why are you crying, Mrs.
It's because she has such a good heart.
Oh, well, we thank you for your heartfelt sympathy. We thank you.
Mrs. Bigelow. Mrs. Billy Bigelow. Billy, you know Carrie. This is her intended, Mr. Snow.
Mr. Bigelow, I almost feel like I know you. How are you? Pretty well. Just getting over a little chest cold. That time of year again, you know?
Billy.
All right, say it. I stayed out all night. I ain't working and I'm living off your cousin Nettie.
You didn't say anything.
No, but it was on the tip of your tongue.
Billy! Be sure and come back in time to go to the clam bake.
I ain't going to no clam bake. Come on, Junior.
Well, I'm glad you ain't got no whoop jamboree notions like Billy.
Well, Carrie, it always seemed to be a man had enough to worry about. Getting into good sleep at night so as to get into good day's work the next day, without looking for any special kind of trouble.
Well, that's true, you know?
A man's got to make plans for his life, and then he's got to stick to them.
Your plans turned out just fine, ain't they, Enoch?
All according to schedule so far. I own a little house, and I sail a little boat, and the fish I catch, I sell. And in a manner of speaking, I'm doing very well. I love a little girl, and she's in love with me, and soon she'll be my bride. And in a manner of speaking, I should be satisfied.
Well, ain't you?
If I told you my plans and the things I intend, it'd make every curl on your head stand on end. When I make enough money out of one little boat, I'll put all my money in another little boat. I'll make twice as much out of two little boats. Then the first thing you know, I'll have 4 little boats, then 8 little boats, then a fleet of little boats, then a great big fleet of great big boats. Oh, catch a herring, bringing it to shore, sailing out again, and bringing in more, and more, and more, and more.
Well, who's gonna eat all the herring?
There ain't gonna be herring. Gonna put them in cans and call them sardines. Gonna build me a little sardine cannery. Then a big one. Then the biggest one in the whole country. Carrie, I'm gonna get rich in sardines. I mean, we're gonna get rich. You and me? I mean, you and me and all of us. The first year we're married, we'll have 1 little kid. The second year we'll go and have another little kid. You'll soon be door and sons for 8 little feet.
Are you building up to another
We'll build a lot more rooms. Our dear little house will get bigger. Our dear little house will get bigger.
And so will my figure.
Carrie, can you imagine how it'll be when all the kids are upstairs in bed? And you and me, sitting alone by the fireside? Me in my armchair, and you on my knee, maybe.
Maybe.
When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream the things that every other dad and mother dream. When the children are asleep and lights are low, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying I told you so. When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you. We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
When children are awake, I'm romping through their rooms and running on the stairs. Then in a manner of speaking, our house is really theirs. But once they close their eyes and we are left alone and free from all their woes, then in a manner of speaking, we can be really us. When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream all alone the things that every other dad and mother
Dream that won't be interrupted when the children are asleep and lights are low.
Behold, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying I told you so. When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you.
Dream with me.
We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
What today is a long time ago. You'll still hear me say that the best dream I know is
When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you.
Sailing away, away we'll go, floating high and low. Many a long, long day, for many, many a long, long day.
Hey, Billy, where you going? Listen, stick with me. And after my shipmates leave, I got a plan on how you and me can make some money.
Yeah, how much?
More than you've ever seen in your life. Hey! The people who live on land, they're hard to understand. When you're looking for fun, they'll clap you into jail. So shipping off to sea, where life is gay and free, and a fella can flip a hook in the hip of a whale.
Blow high, blow low, away we will go. Go away, we'll sailing away, away we'll go. Float me high and low.
her bassinet. For she hasn't learned to walk, and she hasn't learned to talk, and her little behind is kind of inclined to be wet. Blow high, blow low, away we will go. We'll go away in the sailing away, away we'll go, high and low. Many a long, long day, for many and many a long, long day.
Say this old sideburns who owns the mill is the owner of your ship?
That's right. And tonight, he'll be taking $3,000 or $4,000 down to Kempton. He'll walk along the waterfront by himself with all that money.
Well, you'd think he'd have somebody go with him.
Not him. Not the last 3 times, anyways. I watched him from the same spot as he passes me. Well, I nearly jumped him once.
Yeah, why didn't you?
Listen, I don't like to do a job unless it's airtight. This one needs to be tore or pulled up proper. Besides, there was a moon shining down at him like a torch. I don't like moons. But lately, the nights have been running fog. And you know it's 10 to 1 we'll have fog tonight. So I'm like you to tell your wife to go to that clam bake.
The clam bake, why?
Well, suppose we're all over that island, see? And you and me, we lost in the fog for, say, half an hour. Came over here, did what we had to do, and got back. And there's your alibi. We just say we was lost all that time.
What do we have to do? I mean me, what do I have to do?
You just go up to old Sideburns and say, "Excuse me, sir, could you tell me the time?"
Excuse me, sir, could you tell me the time? All right, well then what?
Then I got my knife in his ribs. And then you take your knife.
Oh, me, I ain't got a knife.
Well, you can get one, can't you?
Does he have to be killed?
Oh, no, you don't have to be. But these New Englanders are funny. They'd rather be killed. Well?
I'm not gonna do it, it's dirty.
Well, what's dirty about it?
The knife!
Alright. Forget the knife. You just walk in with an old tin cup and say, "Excuse me, could you give me $3,000 and see what that does for you?"
I'm not gonna do it.
Sure. You got all the money you want and don't need.
I ain't got a cent. Money thinks I'm dead.
That's what I thought. You're out of a job and you got a wife to support.
You shut up about my wife. What do you want?
Hello, Billy.
What did you come for?
Come to talk business.
Business. Good.
See you still hanging around your jailbird friends.
Yeah, who's it to you who I hang around with?
There's one thing I can't abide. It's a common type of woman.
What did you come for? You got a new barker, ain't you?
Why don't you stay home and sleep at night? You look awful.
He's as good as me, ain't he?
Push your hair back on.
Let my hair be.
If I told you to let it hang down over your eyes, you'd push it back. I hear you've been beating her. If you're sick of her, why don't you leave her? No use beating the poor, skinny little thing.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Don't flatter yourself. If I had any sense, I wouldn't have come here. The things you gotta do when you're in business. I'd sell the damn carousel if I could.
Ain't it crowded without me?
Those fool girls keep asking for you. They miss you, see? Aren't you gonna be sensible and come back?
And leave Julie.
You beat her, don't you?
No, I don't beat her! It's all this damn fool talk about beating. I hit her once. Now the whole town is talking. The next one I hear,
All right, I take it back. I don't want to get mixed up in it.
Beating her as if I beat her.
Oh, what's the odds one way or another? Look at the thing straight. You were married 2 months and you're sick of it. Out there's the carousel, show booths, young girls, all the beer you want. A good living, and you're throwing it all away. You know what? I got a new organ.
I know.
How do you know?
You can hear it from here. I listen to it every night.
Good one, ain't it?
Jim Dandy, it's got a nice tone.
You ought to come up close and hear it. Makes you think the carousel's going faster. You belong out there and you know it. You aren't cut out for a respectable married man. You're an artist type. You belong among artists. Tell you what, you come back and I'll give you a ruby ring my husband left me.
I don't know, I might go back. I could still go on living here with Julie.
Moses.
What's the matter?
Could you imagine how the girls would love that? A barker who runs home to his wife every night. Why, people laugh themselves sick.
Now, I know what you want.
Don't be so stuck on yourself.
Well, I ain't happy here. And that's the truth.
Of course you ain't.
Do you want anything?
I brought you your coffee.
Why don't you have a talk with her? She'll understand. Maybe she'll be glad to get rid of you.
Yeah, maybe.
Billy, before I forget, I got something to tell you.
All right.
I've been wanting to tell you. In fact, I was going to yesterday.
Well, go ahead.
I can't. I've got to be alone.
Well, can't you see I'm busy talking business here?
It'll only take a minute.
Get out of here.
I tell you it'll only take a
Will you
minute.
get out of here?
No.
What did you say?
Come on, Billy. I'll drop in at Bascom's bank and pick up some small change for the carousel. I'll be back in a few minutes for your answer to my proposition.
Don't look at me like that. I ain't afraid of you. I ain't afraid of anyone. I've got something to tell you.
Well, then tell me. And make it quick.
I can't tell it so quick. Why don't you drink your coffee?
Is that what you wanted to tell me?
No, by the time you drink it, I'll have told you.
Well?
Yesterday my head ached, and you asked me,
Yeah?
well, you see, that's what it is.
What are you, sick?
No, it's nothing like that. It's awful hard to tell you. I'm not a bit scared because it's a perfectly natural thing.
What is?
Well, when two people live together,
Yes?
I'm gonna have a baby.
Billy.
Hey, Jigga! Julie's gonna have a baby!
Yeah, what about it?
Nothing.
Well, you know, my mother had a baby once.
He in there with her? They're having it out, I bet. When he comes back to me, I ain't gonna let him hang around with you anymore. You know that, don't you?
Common woman.
Ain't gonna let him get in your clutches. Everyone who gets mixed up with you finishes in the jailhouse or the grave.
Tramp. Come in between a man and his wife.
I'm in between nothing. They don't belong together. Nobody knows him like I do. And nobody's gonna get him away from me neither. And that goes for you.
Well, who wants him? He's gonna get himself mixed in with a wobbly hip slut like you? What good would he be to me?
He won't be no good to you. And he won't end up with a policeman's bullet in his heart neither. Like that Roberts boy you hung around with last year. Wish that bullet had got you, you sleek-eyed wall rat!
Whore.
Yeah, call names, but I got him back just the same, and you're through.
Well, why don't you put a new coat of paint on it? You're starting to peel. Oh, pleasure boat. Ha!
You're still here.
Didn't you tell me to come back? Here, you've been wanting an advance on your salary. Well, that's only fair. You've been out of work a long time.
Go home, Mrs. Mullen.
What's the matter with you?
Can't you see I'm having my breakfast? Get back to your carousel.
You mean you ain't coming with me?
Get out of here. Get.
I'll never speak to you again. Not if you were dying, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that worries me a lot.
What did she tell you in there?
She told me.
Some lies about me, I bet.
No. Nothing about you, Mrs. Mullen. Just about me and Julie. And as a matter of fact, Mrs. Mullen, I'm gonna be a father.
You! Julie!
Get out of here, Mrs. Mullins.
You, a father!
Get the hell away from here, Mrs. Mullins! I bet he'll call me the old man. I bet he'll think I can lick every other fella's father. Well, I can. I'll bet that he'll turn out to be the spin image of his dad. But he'll have more common sense than his pudding-headed father ever had. I'll teach him to wrestle and dive through the waves when we go in the morning for our swims. His mother can teach him the way to behave, but she won't make a sissy out of him. Not him, not my boy. Not Bill. Oh, Bill. Bill. My boy Bill, I will see that he's named after me. I will. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree, he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No fat bottom, flabby face bully will boss him around. I don't give a damn what he does, as long as he does what he likes. He can sit on his tail or work on a rail with a hammer and spikes. He He can ferry a boat on a river, or paddle a pack on his back, or work up and down the streets of a town with a whip and a horse and a hack. He can haul a skull along a canal, run a cow around a corral, or maybe bark for a carousel. Of course, it takes talent to do that well. He might make a champ of the heavyweights, or a fella that sells you glue, or president of the United States. That'd be all right too. His mother would like that, but he wouldn't have to be president unless he wanted to. Not Bill. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree, he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No fat-bottomed, flabby-faced, pot-bellied, buggy-eyed bastards will boss him around. Say, why am I taking on like this? My kid ain't even been born yet. I can see him when he's 17 or so, and starting in to go with a girl. I can give him lots of pointers, very sound, on the way to get round any girl. I can tell him wait a minute. What the hell? What if he is a girl? What would I do with her? What can I do for her? A bum with no money. You can have fun with a son, but you've got to be a father to a girl. She mightn't be so bad as that. A kid with ribbons in her hair. A kind of neat and petite little tintype of her mother. What a pair! My little girl, pink and white as peaches and cream, is she? My little girl is half again as bright as girls are meant to be. Dozens of boys pursue her, many a likely lad does what he can to woo her from her faithful dad. She has a few pink and white young fellas of 2 or 3, but my little girl gets hungry every night, and she comes home to me. Oh, my little girl! My little girl! I gotta get ready before she comes. I gotta make certain that she won't be dragged up in slums with a lot of bums like me. She's got to be sheltered and fed and dressed in the best that money can buy. I never knew how to make money, but I'll try, by God, I'll try. I'll go out and make it, or steal
into the boats.
All right, then, you're coming. Didn't need to have a fit about it.
Hey, Billy, what's that Julie says about you not going to the clan bake?
I don't know. Maybe I will go now.
Well, I'll tell Julie you're coming. She'll be tickled pink.
Well, Jigga, I've changed my mind about the clam bake. I'll do everything like you said. But I've got to get money for the baby, you see.
Sure, the baby. But did you get the knife?
What knife?
Listen, I only got a pocket knife. We'll need a real one if he shows a fight.
I ain't got one.
Listen, go to the kitchen and take that one.
If someone sees me.
Well, take it so they don't see you.
Billy, is it true? Are you coming?
Oh, yes. I think so, yes.
We'll have a barrel of fun. I'll show you all over the island. I know every inch of it. I've been going to picnics there since I've been a little girl.
Billy, better go get that,
Get what?
Why?
the shawl. Billy said you ought to have a shawl since it gets so cold at night. Ain't that what you said?
That's right. A shawl. I'll go get it.
That was thoughtful of you.
Come on, all!
June is busting out all over, the flowers busting from the sea, and the pleasant life of Riley that is spoken of so highly is a life that everybody wants to lead, because it's June, 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 just because it's June, 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 because it's June, because it's June, because it's June, because it's June.
This was a real nice family. We're mighty glad we came. The vigils we ate were good, you bet. The company was the same. Our hearts are warm, our bellies are full, and we are feeling pride. This was a real nice family, and we all had a real good time. We said it before and we'll say it again. We all had a real good time.
I don't know if I should have ate those last 4 dozen clams.
Listen here, Orton Peasley. You just keep your hands in your pockets if they're so cold.
Hey, Ned, ain't about time them boys start their treasure hunt?
Just a minute. Nobody is going treasure hunting until we get this island cleaned up. We cannot leave it like this for the next picnickers to come. Now, bow in and get to work. Tina. They're cleaning up. You go hide the treasure.
Well, why should he get out of work?
Because he found the treasure last year. One that finds it hides it the next year. That's the way we do.
Hey, Jigger.
Hey, that's a well set up piece, that Carrie.
Well, don't you think it's near time for us to start?
No. We'll wait for that treasure hunt. That'll be a good way for you and me to leave. We'll be partners, see? Then we'll get lost, like I said. Why do you keep jumping from one foot to the other? Run along to your wife and tell that Carrie to come talk to me.
Look, Jigger, you ain't got time for girls tonight.
Well, sure I do. You know me. Quick or nothing.
Jigger, after we do it, what do we do then?
We bury the money. Wait 6 months. Then wait another 6 months and buy passage on a ship.
Well, the baby will be born by then.
And we'll take it with us.
Maybe we'll sail to San Francisco.
Well, why do you keep putting your hand on your chest?
My heart's jumping up and down under the knife.
So put the knife on the other side.
Mr. Bigelow, Julie says you should come and help him.
Oh, I don't feel so good.
It's maybe the clam's not setting so good on your stomach.
No. I don't think it's anything on my stomach. I think it's something on my mind. Sit with me. I want your advice.
Now listen here, Mr. Cragen. I ain't got no time for no warfions or spoondrift.
Listen, you're sweeter than sugar and I'm crazy for you.
Mr. Cragen!
Why, just to see your smile, I'd swim through a beer with my mouth shut. You're the only girl for me. Now how about a little kiss?
Mr. Cragen, I couldn't.
Well, didn't you hear me say I loved you?
I feel sorry for you, but what can I do? You're not kidding me. I'm going to be crying in church on Sunday.
Yeah? Well, next Sunday, I'll be looking at that icy gray water. And you know what? Maybe I'll jump in and drown myself.
Don't.
Then give me a kiss. One measly kiss.
Enoch wouldn't like it.
Well, I don't want to kiss Enoch.
Thank you not to yell at me, Mr. Cragen. If you love me like you say you do, then please show me the same respect that you would if you didn't love me.
Carrie, Miss Pepperidge, please. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. Only for a few awful moments, I let the beast come out of me.
I think I understand, Mr. Cragen.
Thank you, Miss Pepperidge. Thank you kindly. There's just one thing that bothers me. And you know, it bothers me a lot. About you.
About me?
You had no right to stand here and talk with a fella you hardly knew. Suppose I was a different type of fella. You know, one that would use his physical strength to have his will. There are such men, you know.
I know.
Every girl ought to know how to defend herself against beasts like that. Now, there's a few wrestling moves I could teach you. A couple moves that'll land a masher straight on his face in 2 minutes.
But I ain't strong enough.
But it don't take strength. It's all in the balance. You know, a twist to the wrist, a dig in the elbow. Here, let me show you one. Now, suppose a fella grabs you like this. Now, pull me towards you. That's it. Now, pull my head down. Yeah. Now, put your right arm all the way around my neck. Now squeeze. Harder, harder, harder. Oh, that a girl!
Did it hurt?
Oh, you had me helpless.
Show me another one.
All right, well, this is how you can pick up a fella and send it sprawling. So I'll stand here, well, you stand there and relax, okay? See, this is how firemen carry people.
Is it?
See how helpless you can make a fella if he gets fresh with you.
Mr. Craig. Oh, hello, Enoch. This is the way firemen carry people.
Where's the fire?
He was only showing me how to defend myself.
It didn't look like you were learning very much by the time I came. I never thought I'd see the woman I engaged to be carried out of the woods like a fallen deer.
Oh, but he wasn't carrying me out of the woods. He's carrying me into the woods. No, I didn't mean it like that.
I think we have said all we had to say. I can abide women who are free, loose, and lollygagging, and I certainly would never marry one.
But Enoch.
Leave me, please. Leave me alone in my shattered dreams. They're all that I have left. Memories of what didn't happen. Geraniums in the window, hydrangeas on the lawn, and breakfast in the kitchen, in the timid pink of dawn, and you to blow me kisses when I headed for the sea. We might have been a happy pair of lovers, mightn't have we? And coming home at twilight, it might have been so sweet to take my catch of herring and lay them at your feet. I might have had a baby.
What?
To dandle on my knee. But all these things that might happen are never to be.
I never see it yet to fail. I never see it fail. A girl who's in love with a virtuous man is doomed to weep and wail. Stone cutters cut it on stone. Woodpeckers peck it on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as a man who thinks he's good.
Nice talk.
My mother used to say to me, when you grow up, my son, I hope you're a bum like your father was, 'cause a good man ain't no fun. Stone cutters cut it on stone. Woodpeckers peck it on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as a man who thinks he's good.
Tain't so.
Tis too.
Tain't so.
Tis too.
Enoch,
Ah.
say you forgive me. Say something soft and sweet to me, Enoch. Say something soft and sweet.
Boston cream pie. Yeah. Don't you think we ought to start?
Hey, when are we gonna start that treasure hunt?
Right now. You all got your partners? 2 men on each team. You got half an hour to search the island, and the winners can kiss any girls they'd like.
going with Jigger?
Yes.
Don't you think that's foolish?
Why?
Neither one of you knows the island good. You gotta split up and each...
Well, we're partners, see? Come on, Jigger.
Didn't I put on a new suit today? And he was a different person.
I never see it yet to fail. I never see it fail. A girl who's in love with any man is doomed to weep and wail.
It's only worse after they marry.
You ought to give him back that ring, Carrie. You'd be better off.
Here's Harmony, been married for a year. She'll tell ya.
The clock just ticks your life away. There's no relief inside. It's washing and scrubbing and sewing all day, and God knows what in all night. Stone cutters cut it on stone, woodpeckers peck it on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as a man who's bad or good.
It makes you wonder, don't it? Now you tell her, Julie. She's your best girlfriend.
What's the use in wondering if he's good or if he's bad, or if you like the way he wears his hat? Oh, what's the use in wondering if he's good or if he's bad? He's your feather and you love him. That's all there is to that. Common sense may tell you that the ending will be sad, and now's the time to break and run away. But what's the use in wondering if the ending will be sad? He's your feather and you love him. There's nothing more to say. Something made him the way that he is, whether that's false or true, and something gave him the things that are his. One of those things is you. So when he wants your kisses, you will give them to the light, and anywhere he leads you, you will walk. And anytime he needs you, you'll go running there like mad. You're his girl and he's your fellow, and all the rest is talk.
Where are we going?
We're looking for the treasure.
But I want you to, Billy. Let me come with you.
No!
Billy!
Look, I ain't got time to fool with women.
Let me have
Get out of my way!
Common sense may tell you that the ending will be sad, and now's the time to break and run away. Oh, what's the use of wondering if the ending will be sad? He's your brother and you love him. There's nothing more to say.
Suppose he don't come.
He will. And what will you say to him?
I say, good evening, sir. Could you tell me the time? And what if he answers me? What do I say then?
He won't answer you.
You ever killed a man before?
Well, if I did, I wouldn't be likely to say so, would I?
No, I suppose not. But what if you... I mean us. What if someday before we die we have to come up before... Well, before...
Before who?
Before God.
You and me? Not a chance.
Why not?
What's the highest court they've ever dragged you into?
Just police magistrates, I guess?
Sure. Never before a Supreme Court judge?
No.
Well, it's the same thing in the next world. For the rich, they get the high court and the heavenly judge. For you and me, police magistrates. For the rich, they get fine music and chubby little angels.
Well, won't we get any music?
Not a note. All we'll get is justice. We'll be playing after you and me.
Look, it's getting late. They'll be coming back from the clam bake soon. I wish he'd come. And suppose he don't.
What do you say we play some cards? Time will pass quicker that way.
All right.
You got any money?
80 cents.
All right. 80 cents. We'll play 21 and I'll bank.
I'll bet the bank. Come again. Another. Over. I wish he'd have him coming over with now.
Yeah, he's a little late. But listen, do you want to go on with the game?
I told you I ain't got no more money.
Well, do you want to play on credit?
You mean you'll trust me?
No, but I'll deduct it.
From what?
From your share. If you win, deduct it from mine.
All right. Can't sit around here doing nothing. It'll drive a fella crazy. What's the bank?
Let's see. Sideburns left $3,000. That's what he brings to the captain. But tonight, the captain don't get it. We do. So that's about $1,500 for you and $1,500 for me.
All right, go ahead and deal. $50. No, $100. Enough.
21.
All right. This time, double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
Enough.
21.
Are you cheating
me? Do I look like a cheat to you?
$500.
Dollars? Say, you're a plunger, ain't you? You're over. So that makes $700 you owe me.
All right, then $700, double or nothing. I'll stand pat.
21 all natural.
Damn you, you dirty crook! Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me?
No, don't budge. Either one of you. Drop the knife. Ahoy up there in the NCB. Captain Watson, anybody up there? Ahoy down there. Go after that one. He's running on Maple Street. I'll cover this one. There's another bullet in here. Don't forget that you want to know what time it was. I'll tell you. The time for you will be 10 or 20 years in prison.
No, it won't!
Where do you think you're escaping to?
Julie.
never took a pistol with me.
Is he dead? I don't think so. He's still breathing.
Bring him out here so we can lay him flat.
Fools. The silly fools. They didn't even notice I was coming from the ship, not to it.
The money they tried to kill for was locked up in my desk.
The fools.
You guys, boy.
What's that?
The people from the plant base.
You better stop them.
Yes, sir.
Stay
back. Stand back. Stay there.
Billy!
Julie. Little Julie. There's something I gotta tell you. I couldn't see anything ahead. And Jigger, he had a plan on how we could get some money and maybe sail to San Francisco, you see?
Yes?
You can tell the baby if you want, Julie. About my plan for San Francisco. Julie,
Yes.
hold my hand.
I'm holding it tight. All the time.
Tighter. Tighter still. Julie?
Oh, Billy.
Julie, don't be mad at me for saying it. You're better off this way.
Carrie's right.
Julie, tell me. Am I right? You're right, Carrie. And he's better off too. Believe me, Julie, he's better off too. Don't cry, Carrie. God be with you, Julie.
Where is he?
Don't let it through.
Sleep, Billy. Sleep. Sleep peaceful like a good boy. I knew why you hit me. You were quick-tempered and unhappy. I always knew everything that you were thinking. But you didn't always know what I was thinking. One thing I never told you. Scared you'd laugh at me. I'll tell it to you now. I love you. I love you. I love you. I was always ashamed to say it out loud. But now I said it. Didn't I? What am I gonna do?
Why, you gotta stay here with me so I can be with you when you have the baby. The main thing is to keep on living, keep on caring what's gonna happen. Do you remember that sample you gave me? Do you remember what it says?
The words? I used to sing them at school.
Sing them now and see if you know what they mean.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid.
Get up.
Who are you?
Shake yourself up. Gotta get going.
Going where?
Never mind where. Important thing is you can't stay here.
Julie!
She can't hear you.
Who decided that?
You did, when you killed yourself.
See? So it's over.
It isn't as simple as that. As long as there's one person on earth who still remembers you, it isn't over.
What are you gonna do to me?
We weren't going to do anything. We just came to fetch him, to take up to the judge.
Am I going before the Lord himself?
What have you done that you should come before him?
Look, they kick me around up here like they did down there. I'm gonna do something about it. I'm dead, and I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna stand up for my rights here. I'm going before the Lord God himself.
Simmer down, Billy. Simmer down.
What is this? Who are you?
Well, never mind who I am, Bigelow.
Where am I?
You're in the backyard of heaven. There's the gates over there.
The pearly gates?
No, the pearly gates are in front. Those are the back gates. They're just mother, Pearly.
I don't want to go in no back gates.
You'll go where we sent you, young man.
Now look here!
Down here.
I didn't yet.
Hold down. Sister, this one's ready. Please hang it over Salem Mass.
Ah, yeah?
Now, this is a routine question I gotta ask everybody, but is there anything on earth you left unfinished? Reason I ask is because you're in time to go back for a day, if you want to.
I don't know. I guess as long as I'm here, I won't go back.
Waves his right to go back.
Well, now look, can I ask you something? Is the baby, is it going to be a boy or a girl?
We'll come to that later.
Now look, I'm only asking.
Just let me do the asking. You do the answering. I got my orders. You left your wife having that baby coming with nothing for him to live on. Why'd you do that?
I couldn't find work, and I couldn't bear to see her.
You couldn't bear to see her cry. Why not just come right out and say it? Why are you afraid of saying the right words, Billy? Why are you ashamed of saying that you love Julie?
I ain't ashamed of anything.
Why'd you beat her?
I didn't beat her. I couldn't beat a little thing like that. I hit her.
Why?
Well, we'd argue. And she'd say this, and I'd say that, and she'd be right. So I hit her.
Uh-huh. And are you sorry you hit her?
I ain't sorry for anything.
You can be as salt and panicky as you want, but up here, patience is as endless as time. We can wait. Now look. It's only fair to tell you, you're in a pretty tight corner. Fact is, you haven't done yourself enough good to get yourself in there, not even through the back gates.
Well, if I can't get in, then I won't.
I didn't say you can't. I said you ain't done enough so far. You might still make it if you tried hard enough.
Yeah, how?
Well, why don't you go back to Earth for a day like I said you could? Do something real fine with someone.
And what could I do?
Well, for one thing, you might do your little daughter some good.
A daughter? It's a girl, my baby!
She ain't a baby no more, Billy. She's 15 years old.
How could that be? I just come from there.
You gotta get used to the way of time. Up here, a minute is a year on Earth. Would you like to look down and see her?
Could I see her from here?
Sure could. Follow me.
Tell me, is she happy?
No, she ain't, Billy. That's why I figure you're the one who can help her the most.
She's not happy. I don't want to look.
Well, right now she appears to be having a mighty fine time. Yes, sir. There she is on the beach, just running. Got her shoes and stockings on.
It's just like I used to do. Tell me, what do I gotta do to see her?
Just wait and look. The power to seal will come to you.
Is that her? The little girl with the straw-colored hair.
Pretty, ain't she?
My little girl.
Why did you make me look?
You said you wanted to.
I know what she's going through.
Something kind of like what you used to go through when you was a kid, ain't it?
Somebody ought to help her.
Yeah. Somebody oughta. You can still go down anytime. Offer's still open.
Hey!
looking me in the 9 pins.
Did you go to any theaters in New York?
Of course we did.
Did you see any of them there extravaganzas?
Enoch took me to one of them things. The curtain went up, and the first thing you see is 12 hussies with nothing on the legs but tights.
What happened then?
Well, Enoch just grabbed a hold of my arm and dragged me out of the theater. But I went back the next day to the matinee to see how the story played out.
All by yourself? Lucky you didn't see anybody you know.
I did.
Who?
Enoch. There was one girl who sang an awful catchy song. She threw her leg over a fence like this, and it rained all day.
Louise, take these cups right into the kitchen, dear. That's a good girl.
So, she threw her leg over a fence like this, and she sang, I'm a tomboy, just a tomboy, I'm a madcap maiden from Broadway. I'm a tomboy, a merry tomboy, I'm a madcap maiden from Broadway.
Very nice, Wayne Jr.
I was just telling Julie about that show I saw, Madcap Maidens.
And we also saw Julius Caesar. Wouldn't that be a better play to quote from?
I don't remember much of that one. All the men wore nightgowns, they made me sleepy.
Won't you sit down and visit with us?
Afraid we haven't the time. Mrs. Snow and I have to stop by the ministers on the way to the graduation. And now thank you not to sing, I'm a tomboy to the minister's wife.
I already did.
Come, Junior.
Pa, can I stay and talk to Louise? Just for 5 minutes?
No.
Aw, let him.
All right. 5 minutes, no more.
Goodbye. See you at graduation.
Still lollygagging. You think a woman with 9 children had more sense?
If I had more sense, I wouldn't have had 9 children.
I wish I could go to New York.
What are you going to do after you graduate?
Listen, Enoch. Can you keep a secret?
Can she see me?
Only if you want her to.
Well, what's the secret?
I'm going to be an actress. There's a troupe coming through here next week. I met a feller. Says he's the advance man or something. Says he'll help me.
You mean run away? I won't let you do it, Louise.
How will you stop me?
I'll marry you, that's how. Hardest thing will be to persuade Papa to let me marry beneath my station.
You didn't bother about marrying beneath your station. I wouldn't have you. And I wouldn't have that stuck-up buzzard as a father-in-law if he gave me $1 million.
You're a fine one to talk about my father. What about your own? A cheap barker on a carousel, and he beat your mother.
You get out of here, you sneaky little lapdog! I'll kill you!
If I want her to see me, she will. Little girl. Louise.
Who are you?
How
did you know my name?
Well, somebody told me you lived here. I knew your father.
My father.
Heard what that kid said. It ain't true, any of it.
It is true. All of it.
Did your mother tell you that?
No. But every kid in town knows it. They've been throwing it up at me ever since I can remember. I wish I was dead.
Well, what did your mother say about him?
She's told me a lot of fairy stories. How he died in San Francisco. She's always saying what a handsome fellow he was.
Well, he was.
Was he really?
He was the handsomest fellow around here.
You really didn't know him, did you? And he was handsome. What else? Know anything else good about him?
Well, he used to tell jokes at the carousel and he made people laugh.
Did he?
Yes.
What else?
Well, look. I want to give you something.
Don't come any closer, mister. My mother wouldn't like it.
Please, dear.
No, you go away with your white face. You scare me.
I want to give you something beautiful, something wonderful.
What's that?
It's a star.
blindly again. All you ever do to get out of a difficulty. Hit someone you love. Failure.
Where is he?
I don't want her to see me.
And she doesn't.
It looked like she saw me before I said that.
He's gone. I didn't make it up, Mother. Honest, there was a strange man here and he hit me. Hard, I heard the sound of it. It didn't hurt, Mother. It didn't hurt at all. It was just as if he kissed my hand.
Go into the house, child.
What's happened, Mother? Don't you believe me?
Yes, I believe you.
Then why don't you tell me why you're acting so funny?
It's nothing, darling.
But is it possible, Mother, for someone to hit you like that? Real loud and hard? Not hurt you at all?
It's possible, dear. For someone to hit you hard, and to not hurt at all. Go into the house.
It's like she knew I was there.
Julie would always know.
She never changes.
No, Billy. Julie never changes.
But my daughter, I gotta do something for her.
Well, you haven't done much so far.
I know.
Time's running out.
I need more. I gotta have an extension. I want to see her graduation.
All right, Billy.
Enoch Snow, Jr. Miss Louise Bigelow. Our speaker this year is the most popular, best-loved man in our town, Dr. Selden.
Hey, he looks like the guy with the net.
Yes, a lot of these country doctors and ministers remind you of him.
Well, it's the custom at these here graduations to find some old duck like me to preach at the kids. But I can't preach to you. Know y'all too well. Hell, brought most of you into the world, see. Rubbing them on the bags or Castro down the throats. Well, all I hope is that now I've got you this far, you'll turn out to be worth all the trouble I took with you. I can't tell you in a sure way to happiness. All I can tell you is you got to go out and find it for yourselves. And don't lean on the success of your parents. That's their success. But don't be held back by their failures either. It makes no difference what they did or did not do. You just got to stand on your own 2 feet.
Listen to him, darling. Believe what he just said.
The world belongs to you as much as the next fellow. Don't give up. And try not to be scared of people not liking you. All right? Just you try liking them. Keep your faith and your courage, and you'll turn out to be all right. It's like what we used to sing every morning before I went to school. Maybe you're still singing. I don't know. When you walk through a storm, keep your chin up high. You know that one?
Believe him, darling. Please believe what he says.